I always wait a year when it comes to new stuff. The first year of everything is untested. They test it. Don't get me wrong. They test it. But they're not tested by John Q. Public beating the crap out of it in the Pacific Ocean or racking up 50 hours in 1 week. They don't hell test them like automobile manufacturers hell test cars. And I say hell test, I mean hell test. And some of the automobile hell testing is thorough. Watercraft are tested hard and they beat the crap out of them, but they're not hell tested to that degree. It's a little bit of get it out fast. It's a little bit of production, the production model versus the pre-production model. And then there's just a little bit of, well, we'll let the first guys be our guinea pigs. And that's not an exaggeration. It's not great. It's not the best, but it happens. And I don't really know how to say that any nicer. The first year production of any newfangled technology, I'm always reticent. I always want to wait and see. I'm patient enough to wait and see. And that goes with hull materials. That goes with electronic doodads. That goes with a lot of stuff. Hell, that goes with engines to that effect. The first years of the SVHOs had problems. The first years of the Ultra 250s, 260s had problems. Supercharger, the first ceramic clutches on the Sea-Doo superchargers were heinous. The first couple years of the carbon seals when they moved to Mexico were bad. There's a lot of things that are just having teething issues. So let's talk about what's going on that's known currently. Right now, Yamaha, besides having supply chain problems, Yamaha, there's one hiccup that is happening, and it's not widespread. I haven't seen numbers to make me think it's widespread. And the dealers are already got service. There's already a service note out or a service request out to the dealers to address the lanyard, the kill switch. And a couple guys have noticed that you can pull the lanyard and it won't kill the engine. And that's because the whole control module on the steering for the new Yamahas have changed, except for on the FXs. The EX and FX are the same. They haven't changed from last year. The VX and GPs are new, okay? They changed the control modules or control pods on the handlebars. And unfortunately, that new switch is hit or miss. And my understanding is that they're already on top of it. They're already addressing it. So if anyone has a new GP or if anyone has a new VX, go out and try it. Instead of hitting the stop button, pull your lanyard and see if the engine still runs. And be leery of it. Be aware that it might be a problem. Because if you go to your dealer, they'll fix it. All right? They'll fix it. They are standing by the product. With Sea-Doo, the big concern right now is IDF. During production, here's how IDF works. All right? It's a two-piece clamshell. And in that two-piece clamshell, there is an oil relief or an oil circuit that runs up and feeds the cog gear. The oil runs up, and it runs through and feeds the cog gear. All right. I always call it a dog gear, but that's old. That's old manual transmissions. Anyhow, what was happening was that although the holes were drilled and machined, they were not lined up. Okay. And what was happening in the early failures, it was not widespread. It didn't happen to everyone. Okay. Was that a handful, I shouldn't say handful, but a limited run of IDF units were misaligned. So that the oil passage was starved, it was cut off, and it was starving. All right, it was that cog, and that cog was burning up, and so it was actually severing the connection between the engine flywheel and the drive shaft. So they immediately caught it. They fixed it in Juarez. I know it's not Juarez; it's a smaller town outside of Juarez, but they fixed it in the production facility. The new units coming through have all been checked. They're on top of it. What they've also done is that they've sent out a service note to dealers to have their mechanics make sure that if anyone has gone through, and I don't know I know if it's a production run from date to date. I don't know if it's a limited number of VIN numbers. Basically, if you have IDF and you've bought a ski, go to your dealer, say, hey, I'm concerned. I saw that you guys have a service request out. It's not a recall. It is a service request. I just want to come in, make sure that my IDF is lined up and it's working good. Can you pop the case off? Pop the front of the clamshell off. Make sure that everything's aligned. And then bill Sea-Doo for the time because I'm not paying for it. Okay? Talk to your dealer. Don't try to call corporate. Don't call Sea-Doo.com. Just talk to your dealer because corporate's going to push you to your dealer if you get a human on the phone. All right? They're going to say, talk to your dealer. Or talk to a certified shop. If you find a certified BRP, certified Sea-Doo shop, have them do it. Okay? Now, if they have to replace it, if it has to be redone, all right, they have to gut the damn thing and put new gears in there, you got a problem. Because there's machine work involved. Because there's machine surfaces. And to my understanding, there is a delay on the parts. And I don't know how long the delay is. I don't know how far out they are. But I know there's a delay on the parts if you have to get it repaired. I don't have better news to tell you. That's just everything I've heard.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. This clip was taken from our weekly podcast that we record here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the whole video, you can go to the Watercraft Journal's YouTube channel, go to playlists, and then click on live sessions. You're going to see it there. Otherwise, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. And again, thanks again for watching our videos, and we hope to see you soon.